Good evening to all present here. I, Kirtan Putanveed, as President of Student Council GIS, feel extremely thrilled to have all of you gathered here to celebrate 2 days filled with competitiveness, joy, and learning. Personally, I am still in awe of how the whole competition took place on such a large scale, despite going through some really difficult situations with the coronavirus pandemic. I'm sure no one would have imagined having events like these on online platforms like the MS Teams.
You are absolutely right, Kirtan. I wish everyone a pleasant evening. My name is Shivani Dinesh, and as my first year in GIS, I am both amazed and excited to see this many people participating, all while living through the pandemic. It has been an amazing start to my first year, and I'm glad to have been a part of this. As sad as I am to see this end, I know I'll be back next year. And with that note, I welcome you all to the closing ceremony of Excellencia 2020, a literary odyssey.
The value of things is not the time they last, but the intensity with which they occur. That is why there are unforgettable moments and unique people. A very good evening to all of our esteemed guests, teachers, and my dear friends. It's been a surreal 2 days, and I can't express how wonderful it has been to get to know all of you. Did you enjoy it, Shivani? Because I sure did. It was exciting to see our little orators showcasing their talents and creativity while expressing what they felt about the various topics given to them.
Don't forget the middle schoolers, for they are young teens making use of their skills in trying to sell a product, much like they try to ask for free periods during class. And finally, our young adults who eagerly participated in events requiring quick thinking and sharp rebuttals, along with a witty use of humor. All of these events were only possible due to the relentless efforts of council members, and all our respective dignitaries. With this note, on behalf of Gopalan International School, I, Shivani, and my friend Kirtan would like to welcome you all to the closing ceremony of our national level literary fest, Excellencia 2020, a literary odyssey. We pray not only because there is something we need, but to thank God for everything they've given us. Every day brings us new thoughts, new words, new strength, and endless possibilities. Therefore, in order to enlighten us and leave us on a positive note, I humbly request everyone to join their hands and close their eyes for the school prayer.
Oh Lord, I honestly pray in thankfulness for every single day, for all creations bright and beautiful everywhere. We at GIS, we need your guidance as we learn to love and honor our parents and our teachers and our friends with everything we do and sing. We at GIS, we need your presence to experience the joy of learning in the classrooms and all around. With every step we take each day, shine on us, shine on us. Oh Lord, I earnestly pray in thankfulness for every single day, for all creations bright and beautiful everywhere. We at GIS, we need your guidance as we learn to love and honor our parents and our teachers and our friends with everything we do and sing. We at GIS, we need your presence to experience the joy of learning in the classrooms and all around. With every step we take each day, shine on us, shine on us, shine on us.
Dr. Prabhakar is an extremely erudite and far-sighted person. His empathy and superior understanding of the minds of students lead him to envision and create enriching paths to fulfilling experiences. We are honored to have him here with us. Sir, we deeply appreciate your endeavor. Moving on, I would like to felicitate our director Sunita ma'am for her relentless support and encouragement in taking this institution to greater heights. We are grateful and blessed to have you, ma'am.
Well done, students, for putting up a great show. I congratulate all of you for your positive participation in the event. I hope your learning during this event will be put to the best use. Once we all tide through these tough times, Gopalan International School plans to conduct Excellencia as an annual event at our campus. This will be a blended event giving an opportunity to all schools across the globe to participate. Congratulations, winners, and my best wishes to all.
Our heartfelt gratitude to our beloved Principal Ma'am, Dr. Sita Shankar, whose candid progressiveness, empathy, and endearing interactions compel us to move happily towards new areas of achievement and success. We are truly thankful that we have you here with us today.
There is no real ending. It's just the place where you stop the story. Good afternoon, everyone. GIS Excellencia Literary Extravaganza has been an invigorating experience. We have heard from gifted authors, poets, storytellers, editors, educators, and academicians. I'm grateful to each one of you for being a part of this virtual literary fest. I appreciate and thank you for helping weave the magic of words, wit, and wisdom through this festival. I have been often asked what I hope students will take home from this festival. They have so much to gain. It develops communication skills, helps them understand different point of views, and children experience the pure joy of reading a wonderful book or listening to delightful poetry. I also hope this event has helped create a bond between GIS and all the participant schools. We look forward for many more occasions like this to partner. Neither man nor nation can exist without a sublime idea. Today, reading is our sublime idea. We are grateful to our guest of honor, Ms. Nandita Puri, for the vivacious interaction session with our students. I wholeheartedly thank Ms. Shantini Govindan for her heartwarming message for our young learners. I extend my heartful thanks to our beacon of light, our directors, Dr. Prabhakar and Mrs. Sunita Prabhakar. I would like to extend my heartful gratitude to our mentor, the COO, Brigadier Jagdish Chandran. Parents, you are our biggest strength. Thank you for supporting us in this endeavor. We look forward to your cooperation always. Thank you. We hope to see you all again next year. Until then, stay safe and keep reading.
A very good evening to everyone. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce Ma'am Nandita Puri, an eminent journalist, author, and the founder of Om Puri Foundation. She studied in Kolkata and in Mumbai, majoring in English literature, and worked as a writer and journalist with several newspapers like The Telegraph, The Statesman, The Times of India, The Reader's Digest, and others. She has also worked as a broadcast journalist for All India Radio and Radio Network with former BBC chief Mark Tully in Calcutta. She has written for television and feature films. She is a TEDx speaker, script evaluator at National Film Development Corporation, and an ex-member of script committees of CFSI, Children's Film Society of India. Her recent book, Jennifer, is a real-life account of a girl who is a victim of inter-country child trafficking. She is also a chairperson of Om Puri Foundation. Let us now listen to the inspiring thoughts of Nandita ma'am.
And he's waiting eagerly to talk to you. Ronit,
Hi,
please
Ronit.
go ahead.
Can I see Ronit? I'm not able to see him. No?
I'm here, ma'am.
Oh, hi.
So, good afternoon, ma'am. First of all, happy Teachers' Day.
Happy
And,
Teachers' Day. We also learn from you guys, by the way. Life is
we try our best.
constant learning. I learn from my son. I learn from so many kids, So it's always.
So,
Tell me.
the one thing I wanted to ask you was, since you're a writer and I've been trying to be a writer for years together, I've been writing since I was young. It's one of my passions as well.
You're already young, and how young were you when you started writing?
I mean, at first I started off with, casual writing just to practice my handwriting at first when I was 5. But soon it became a hobby for me. And then at some point I kind of wanted to make a part-time career out of it. But I haven't been able to move on to that step, which is why I actually wanted to know from you, what inspired you to be a writer? Like, when did you first decide you wanted to be one?
I wanted to be a writer like you when I was in the 3rd grade, I think, because first time I wrote a school essay, and the teacher said, oh, very well. And she read it out in class, and I felt, oh, there, I've done it. I've made it. I've become the world's greatest writer. So that is the time one wanted to be a writer. But let me tell you, it's a long, arduous, hard journey, but it is also very satisfying. And I also wanted, by the time I was in the 9th or 10th grade, I decided I wanted to be a writer. Now, when we say writer, we are reading books, we're reading texts, we're reading great writers in literature in school. And we think, oh, all of us are going to become O. Henrys or Somerset Maughams or Tagore's or Shakespeare's or what have you. It's not that easy. And to be that, it actually starts from school. It starts from practicing writing in your school essays, reading a lot. The more you read, the more you can write better. The more you can articulate your thoughts better on paper. And let me tell you, if you say, I want to be a writer, then you're going to be a loser. You know, when I say writer, I think you mean author, right? You mean a book writer. Do you mean that? Yeah. So in that case, then you'll be very disappointed, let me tell you, because writing is the world's slowest profession. Now, don't lose heart. My husband was an actor, and he always said, have a backup. My TEDx talks are always on plan A and plan B. And my husband always said, if you want to be an actor or you want to be a director, it is the most difficult thing to be, because you just can't become an actor and a director. But to be that, to achieve that, you work as an assistant, you have a technical qualification like a sound recordist or a cinematographer or an editor, where you constantly are working in the same aligned field and you don't get disappointed. So I tell students who, especially, you know, youngsters who want to be writers, think of an alternate profession. And I don't mean become a banker or anything. I mean, think of being a journalist. Think of being a manuscript editor, a book editor, a copywriter in an ad agency, whatever, something to do with writing. When you are doing that, becomes much easier for you to achieve being a writer. Like when I started, when in the 10th grade, I said, I want to be a writer. Now, where am I going to go? And with what brains or what ideas or what experience am I going? Which publishing house is going to publish me now? Tell me. You know, it takes 1 in a million to be brilliant. And that too, every Tagore and every Shakespeare did not get a publisher very easily. So the best thing is you take small baby steps. You start by, if you really want to write, just writing, get into, publishing house, be a manuscript editor or intern in a newspaper, become a journalist, become a, copy desk editor, or move into writing small journalistic pieces. And slowly when you start honing or in an ad agency, anything to do with writing. So when you start honing your, talent in writing, and in the meantime, do read. When people ask me, what are you writing? It's not that 24/7 I'm sitting and writing, no. And I also need a break from one book to another or whatever. So I always say, what are you doing? I say, I'm reading. Reading is very, very important. And reading, not just books, not just, you have to read everything. You have to read newspapers, magazines, even read your friends' articles. Because sometimes I read a child's essay and I pick up a word or a sentence, which is very important, and you store down. And that's how you improve. So, and then that's how, in my journey, I started writing for newspapers as a journalist. I was working as a reporter. Then from a reporter, I went into being a columnist. So when you're a columnist, you have a lot more freedom to exercise your writing skills. And then slowly from being a columnist, I published my first book, which was because, as a columnist, you get a word limit of 600 words, 650 words. You have to have very sharp editing skills. And then I decided, with that word limit, I can't just jump into being a great author. So I started with the short stories, where from, 500-600 words, your short story would be about what, 3,500, 5,000 words. So I took baby steps. First short story, then novel, then biography. It started like that. So once you establish yourself as a writer, as a journalist, as whatever, as a good editor, it becomes easier for you to publish your work. And the other thing, of course, is self-publishing, which today it's very, very common and it's very popular. You can do that also, So, but always understand you have to have an alternative career, because writing is not going to feed you, or you have to marry a very rich spouse like I did, So yes, so my husband was the bread earner in the family. So I really did not have to worry. But if I went straight into writing as an author, then I had to do a lot more side little jobs. Even if you're a banker, even whatever you can, Like, for example, I think Chetan Bhagat is an example where, he worked in Deutsche Bank for the longest time. I think he worked there for 15 years. He saved money and then he went into full-time writing. So newspaper, I think, is a very good way. And now today we have, of course, the digital platform. So good way to start.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You could see, it's such a brilliant insight into, and I'm feeling extremely excited because I have always seen Nandita being so energetic, and she always used to explore into new things. And I think she said an extremely valuable thing, that you need a backup. In order to have a backup, we might have ideology, we might have a dream, but at the same time, we have to be down to earth. So we can fly, but we have to remember that our wings need to be strengthened. So
Yes.
that is what so that is.
And Nipanita, this happens in all performing or, arts, whether you're a dancer, whether you're a singer, you want to be a great singer, whether classical or popular, whatever. You want to cut your album. But to do that, you have to learn, and you also have to survive by teaching, by giving tuitions, and that's when you become. Like, I'll give you a very simple example is my son's tutor, Ankita. She was the guru daughter of Pandit Jasraj, and she was giving tuitions to youngsters. She herself must be in her late 20s now. And today she's a very good singer, Ankita Joshi. So that's how she took the gharana ahead. So you have to be, even my husband, when he came to Bombay after 5 years of studies of mastery in the acting field, 3 years in the National School of Drama, 2 years in the Film and Television Institute. He taught for 2 years in Roshan Taneja's Actors Studio. He taught speech and movement. The students were Anil Kapoor, Gulshan Grover, whole Surinder Pal, Mazhar Khan, the whole lot of them were his first batch of students. He taught for 2 years till he got a break in films. So, you have to keep to an allied field, whatever it is. Even I think to be an author, another good step is to be a teacher. Ronit, remember that you can also teach. So when you teach, you also end up, being a good, it helps you to be a good author.
Yes. I can just see that Kanishka is getting really restless sometimes. She wants to talk to you. She's been asking since yesterday, when can I speak to Nandita ma'am? And I think she's in grade 9 and she's an extremely creative and very energetic. She has that energy. So I'll invite Kanishka to please go ahead and speak to Nandita ma'am.
So a very happy Teachers Day, ma'am. And
hi. Thank you.
And very warm afternoon. So I've just started, literature like Shakespeare and, all these fancy authors. And so I want to know, how does literature help in character building to you?
Literature, see, whether it is Shakespeare to whether it is Tagore to, you name the most modern, writer. Everyone, what is a writer? A writer is observing the time, the age, the characters, the peculiarities, the social changes, and the social follies and foibles. So we are all basically, historians of the time, through fiction, through non-fiction. And as you read Shakespeare, and if you read before Shakespeare and after Shakespeare, you will see everyone, there's a universal theme. That the universality of a good writer is the fact that they depict their time, their age, the social, follies and foibles of society. So they notice each little, characterization, the need of the hour, the changes, and that's how they help build characters. And through that, but you have to notice that there's a universal strain in through the ages, but each age has a specific, problem. Like today's age, if today somebody were to write today's thing, it would be the social media, it would be the television, it would be the, the social media wars and stuff like that. if you take 20 years ago, my time, when we started writing, it was completely different. It was more the print media was at its helm. So that time it was a different kind of journalism. I'm talking as a journalist, okay? So in our time when we were writing, we had a lot to do with, our main problem was yellow journalism. Okay, we learned to write good stuff and bad stuff, and our main enemy was yellow journalism. Today, if I look 20 years after I started and today, 25 years later, when I see journalism today, it's a different problem altogether. The yellow journalism is gone. Today, it's paid journalism. It's paid media. Whoever pays whichever channel, that channel is harping on you. So, things like that. So just as we see the same change in politics, and we see the same change, that's the socio-economic change which happens. So, and in literature, we try and capture all this. We try and put this. And this is how we help build, I think, in a way, the character. When you read Shakespeare, there are certain moral do's and don'ts, which you might find a little archaic. But when you go down to the later, this thing, say if you go down to Francis Scott Fitzgerald, I don't know whether you've done him so far, that's American early, yes, okay. You'll find it's the problems of America at that time, or the Victorian writers, the Edwardian writers, and today when you find the much later writers today, if you look at the American writers, we have a fabulous body of good Indian writers. I don't know whether you're familiar with Indian writers in English, whether it's Vikram Seth or Amitav Ghosh, or, to the latest. And you see, they are very, very, they are depicting their time. They are helping you imbibe something from the age. And that is how you build. That is how literary characters are built, whether it's Pablo Neruda or whether it is, whoever.
Yes. So thank you so
That's really
much.
insightful, ma'am. Thank you.
You can see the different kinds of reading, and you can see the glitter in Nandita's eyes.
And you have to, and let me tell you, Deepanita, I wanted to tell her also that just don't deny any kind of reading. I read a lot of James Hadley Chase. I read a lot of, and your Sidney Sheldon's. Today, sometimes, at the moment in my reading list, I have Amitav Ghosh, The Gun Island. I also have Radhakrishnan Pillai, Chanakya Niti, and I'm reading Ken Follett. Because you have to go into the various genres, and that gives you a depth and the width also,
Yes.
That increases your horizon.
And it also gives a very valuable knowledge that, one doesn't become good from restricting or denying. One becomes good by exposing and choosing.
Absolutely. You open everything to the youngsters and you give them the freedom with a little caution. You say, okay, here is drugs, here is partying, here is this, here is that. We all have teenage kids, and you have to give your values into it. So a teacher will give you the value, the right guidance, but also the teacher should not say only read Milton, only read Shakespeare, only read Tagore. No. Please read everything else. Please read the works, the poem, because by that time, if you have a good mentor, if you have a good teacher, you yourself will know how to pick up the right. You yourself will steer towards good literature. And you yourself will make that judgment.
Yes, that's very important. Thank you so much, Nandita. We have another young lady, very bright young lady and very creative one. She's waiting. She's Shivani. She would like to speak to you. Shivani, please go ahead and speak to ma'am.
Sure. Good afternoon, ma'am, and happy Teachers' Day.
Teachers' Day to you, all of you. All the youngsters, I think you're the future of our country. So you're our teachers.
Okay, ma'am, the thing is, to me, writing, be it whatever, journalizing or even just writing fiction, either way, you're putting a little bit of yourself into your words.
Absolutely.
So So I wanted to know which book from the books you've written, which one do you think is the closest you hold to your heart and why?
See, it's like telling a mother, if you have 3 kids, who's your favorite? You know? So the mother probably has one point in each child, which, draws her closer to the child or a father, mother, both, either ways. So if you ask me, see, I've written four published books so far. The first one was a collection of short stories called 9 on 9. So in this book, what I liked was they were short stories, and I tried to, your first book, you want to write everything. So I wrote about 9 women, Indian women as protagonists from all walks of life, from lower middle class, from Bengal, from Orissa, from Maharashtra, So that was obviously a book which is very close to my heart. It was a first book, and one of the stories is in the Denmark University, and it's also in the Sahitya Academy of anthology of Indian writers. I was very fond of this book, and of course the second book is a biography. It's a biography on my husband, and it captures the parallel cinema history of a certain art cinema movement of the 80s and 90s, and plus it captures amazing information on cinema. So since I've been also writing as a journalist on cinema, so this is book very close. And of course my latest book, Jennifer, which is on, I've been working on it for 5 years. It's on child trafficking and intercountry adoption, and it's available on Amazon. I think all of you should read it, because it's a very, very, very stark topic today. And this thing, Jennifer, but you know what? The book which actually I hold very close to my heart is my first debut novel called Two Worlds. Because this is one book which has got a very stepmotherly treatment. All my books have become pretty, bestsellers and stuff like this. Unfortunately, Two Worlds is a book which I wrote over, it covers 200 years of history, from the time of pre-independence India, through the East India Company, through India, and it has, characters like Tagore, Gandhi, Vivekananda, Nehru, and all as characters. And it comes down to modern Bombay and London and Wales. So it's a book I spent 7 years on research, because it's a historical fiction and thriller, romantic thriller. So, somehow I don't know why this book never got its due. So I, as a mother, I feel this is the child which has been lagging behind. But I did do a lot of work on that book. So I think I love all my books, but Two Worlds has a special place.
Thank you so much. I mean, it's so lovely talking to you. I think this conversation would never end. I mean, we would like to
yes, I know.
Continuously to you, and I think your vision is such that the children can easily sort of understand, and they can sort of communicate with you, because we are somewhere, our age group is somewhere in between the present generation and the previous
yeah.
generation. Somewhere
Yes.
we are a bridge, and
Yes.
they are able to sort of align their thoughts to us. So that's
Right.
so lovely. And I will now ask Ma'am Sita. Sita Ma'am is a brilliant, I'm not saying because she's my principal, but
No,
she's
I can imagine.
such a pleasure to talk to.
I
She has
can.
a brilliant mind, and she's equally an adventurous explorer where
Oh, lovely.
and all this is concerned. Ma'am, please continue.
Nandita ma'am, this has been a wonderful session. All of us learned a lot, and some of the things that you said, will remain with us for a long time. Things like, especially for students these days, to understand that a backup is needed. We might be very passionate about what we want to do, but then you always need something that you can bank
Absolutely.
on.
Absolutely. Like my husband always said, and I always feel, and like writing, as I said, publishing is the world's slowest profession. So if you depend only on publishing and writing, then you will commit suicide out of sheer depression, frustration, or whatever. So have backups. Have lots of backups. And if you're good at banking, also, as I said, take up banking, take up some job, take up whatever. Give yourself some time that you continue your reading and writing on the side, and you have given yourself 10 years to build a fund, and so that you can continue. But I think if you are in the field related to writing, if you want to be a writer, like I wanted to be a writer, and then I realized in the 10th grade nobody's going to publish me whatever I write, and my writing is going to be very immature. And that I noticed when I wrote my first book, though it's in the Indian Anthology of Writers, but today when I read, say, Jennifer, I noticed the difference, because that was published in 2005 and this is 2020, 15 years. So 15 years I have also increased and widened my learning and horizons. So I have also matured, So it is very important to stick to something like teaching, journalism, whatever, as long as you're within and a backup for sure. Don't depend on writing.
And thank you, ma'am. We really liked your insight on what to read, different genres that you need to, acquaint yourself with.
Yeah.
Very important for our, future generation, our students to understand that reading is the key.
Absolutely.
So it's not about writing. If you read, then you can write.
That is most important. And reading even your daily newspapers, reading anything, any journals, anything. Just read, and that's very, very important.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspirational words.
Thank you, ma'am.
And thank you for coming today.
Our competition boasted of a plethora of illustrious and eminent personalities, some of whom you have met in the opening ceremony. We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude towards our esteemed judges who spared their time and interest in diligent observation of all the events, helping us understand and gauge the values of perfection and sportsmanship.
So the best moments in reading are when you come across something, a thought, a feeling, or a way of looking at things which you had thought was always special to you, and now suddenly someone else is, whom you have never met, is thinking like you. And it is as if a hand has come out and taken yours. So reading can be your lifelong friend. Keep it going and wish you all the best.
We've always been told, think before you speak. But what we actually need to do is read before we think. Because it is a good reader who will grow up to be a great thinker. When you read, you learn various ways in which you can express yourself, in which you can use words to give wings to your imagination.
Literature is important in children to enhance their language skills and their critical thinking abilities, which in turn will help them develop their emotional intelligence and creativity. Overall, it helps in the growth and the development of the child. As parents and teachers, I would strongly recommend that we encourage our children to read more books.
Children, read on, as literature can touch the very core of your existence. You learn to listen and read with an open mind. You develop imagination, sensitivity, and creativity, and above all, develop independence of mind, which ought to include an ability to challenge received opinion. I end with my best to each participant here.
Literature connects each one of us with the various lifestyles, emotions, and links us with the ancestral culture. Dear students, whatever is favorite subject, let it be science, art, commerce, I think you should keep literature as a part of your life.
We must be passionate readers, for books open new horizons. We traverse at liberty through lands we haven't been to. We partake of pleasure, pain, celebration, though we are not physically present there. We take parts in struggles of races, though we have never been in their shoes. Literature teaches us to be flexible, and we actually see life through someone else's eyes.
Like Ruskin Bond, the author of many children's books, once said, book readers are special people and they will always turn to books as the ultimate pleasure. A great book is a friend that never lets you down, and you can go back to it again and again, and the joy you first derive from it will still be there.
Dear students, welcome to the magical world of literature and reading, which offers escapism as well as a brush with reality. Literature is a window which offers a glimpse into lives that are different yet so similar to our own. It teaches life lessons which are so important, especially when one is ready to step out into the stage of life. A lesson in behavior, understanding people, the pathos of life, and the intricacies of human psychology are all woven in literature.
I've been reading books since I was maybe just about 10 or 12 years old, and I think books have not just been my friends, they have been my guides, my 2 AM friends, and someone who have made me what I am today. Fall in love with books, because that is the best habit that you can ever have, and that is the one habit that can actually shape your destiny and unblock all the success that you want in this life.
So reading could be a visual representation or a verbal representation that you're trying to decode. Don't avoid reading. Reading is one of the quintessential language skills that you need to develop to be able to express well. And there are a lot of things that you get to know when you read about the culture of various countries, the people of various countries, the tradition, the environment. So I would strongly suggest just get down to reading.
Language is a powerful tool. It defines us. The ability to think and express emotions we make the best. Don't give up, because there will be a day we'll meet again. All the best. Thank you.
As you know, for a generation who are labeled digital natives, who happen to be part of a visual digital culture where the most significant factor is speed, I feel this turn to literature is going to unravel before them another indispensable dimension of human existence, of imagination, observation, and reflection. Through poetry and stories, open up before them the perspective on how to be more human, to see, to hear, to feel the world around us, and more importantly, to learn to love and to understand the other.
Morning shows the day. I suppose it cannot get more true as we step into the creative and fascinating world of our primary department stars. We are filled with optimism and hope as we see our little masters put their best foot forward to create a wonderful world of imagination with their enthusiasm and energy. Mrs. Madhura Shastri, parent of Kriti Shastri of Prep B and Kavya Shastri of Prep A, created a lovely story with her twin girls. The parent has created and narrated this beautiful story along with Kavya and Kriti, playing a key role in giving a voiceover to the story. The story is about a curious dragon, Peekaboo, the magic dragon, who wanted to make friends. We appreciate Mrs. Madhura Shastri for her creativity and lovely work, and thank her for sharing this wonderful story with all of us. We look forward to many such creations in the future.
This story is about a curious little dragon who was unlike any other dragon. He looked a little scary, but was friendly. He could spit fire from his mouth and fly like a flash in the clouds. His home was in the clouds, and his favorite hobby was punching them. How he loved to see the world, and how he dreamt of becoming a wise warrior in Dragonland. But that aside, our little dragon had a big secret, and his name said it all. His name was...
Peekaboo, peekaboo, peekaboo.
Well. Peekaboo, the magic dragon, had the power to become invisible. Whenever he wanted, he could disappear into thin air and show himself again whenever he pleased. But Peekaboo was bored of it all and decided to see the world and make new friends. One morning, he was flying over a beautiful green forest when his eyes fell on funny-looking creatures. Now, he had never seen other animals before, and this was going to be wonderful, he thought. So down he flew and crept up behind the bushes to get a glimpse of a dazzle of zebras. "Black and white," whispered Peekaboo, but instantly the alert zebras began to run helter-skelter. "Phew! This is going to be difficult to do," thought Peekaboo. He didn't want to disturb anyone, but just then he spotted something moving in the pond close by. "Oh my!" exclaimed Peekaboo, for he saw not one, not two, not three, but 10 hippos and their young ones. This time he let out his dragon roar to say hi to them all, but instead ended up scaring the hippos. They charged at him with their big mouths open. Only this time, poor Peekaboo got scared. "Ah!" shrieked the little dragon as he did his vanishing act. A few minutes later, Peekaboo found himself standing right in front of a very, very tall giraffe. "What is this now?" Peekaboo wondered, scared that the oddly silent beast will knock him off too. But surprise, surprise, the giraffe gently looked down and patiently asked, "Who are you, my friend, and what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be in Dragonland?" "Ah, do you know us dragons?" Peekaboo said. "Kind of," said the tall giraffe. "You see, I love to see the skies, and have seen a few dragons soaring around the forest, but never met one so far." "I would love to be your friend. Would you too?" quickly said Peekaboo, breaking into a smile. "Of course, I would love to," said the tall giraffe. As they walked towards a thick cover of trees, the giraffe asked, "Have you said hello to the deers, monkeys, birds, and wild squirrels? They are my friends, you know, and they quickly tell me when there's danger ahead." As the giraffe spoke, a group of animals, birds, and creepy crawlies started to gather around. "Ah, hello everyone. This is Peekaboo, the magic dragon." In a flash, Peekaboo stormed into the skies, but in the very next minute... Hello, I'm back, grinned Peekaboo as he emerged behind the giraffe. Everyone was beginning to like this funny dragon who was not scary at all. They were all settling with this new friend of theirs, but just then, two loud gunshots echoed in the air, and everyone leapt up and ran for safety. Humans had entered the forest to hunt, and Peekaboo soon realized that he had to do something fast. Giraffe and his friends were running out of time and yelled as hard as they could.
Help us, Peekaboo, help us! Help us, Peekaboo, help us! Help us, Peekaboo, help us!
Peekaboo shouted back as he swooped over them. Don't worry! I'm there for you, and I will drive them away! And so he did. Like a mighty warrior, he played his game with the human hunters. The humans didn't see this coming. All of a sudden, their hats, bags, and even their minivan seemed to float in the air. What in the world is going on? They seemed to say. And before they knew it, even they were hanging upside down. Ghosts! There are ghosts here! Run! They yelled at each other. And as they ran, they heard a loud roar and a ball of fire hit their guns, throwing them down. This time, the humans folded their hands to say sorry to the forest and swore never to return again. As they ran far, far away, the animals watched and gathered along with the giraffe to sing the only one thing that was on their mind.
Thank you, Peekaboo, Peekaboo, Peekaboo. Thank you, Peekaboo, Peekaboo. Thank you, Peekaboo, Peekaboo, Peekaboo. Thank you, Peekaboo, Peekaboo.
The wait is finally over, and let us now venture into the award function of the pre-primary. I would like to welcome Pramila Madam, the coordinator of the pre-primary department, to please come forward and do the honors of announcing the prizes for our little ones. The stage is all yours. Thank you, ma'am, for doing the honors.
Good evening, everyone. It was indeed a wonderful experience that we all had with the little superstars in Excellencia 2020. Congratulations to all the winners and the participants of the event, and my heartfelt thanks to all the parents for their continuous guidance, support, and cooperation. I'm delighted to announce the winners of the pre-primary category, First Steps for the age group 5 to 6 years. Let me begin with the first category, Super Tales. The first place goes to Samaira Shah of Sushila Birla Girls High School, Kolkata. Congratulations, Samaira. And the second place goes to Milan Nayak of Gopalan International School, Bengaluru. And the third place goes to Ikra Mate of Mansukbai Kothari National School, Pune. Congratulations, winners. And the second category, under Pick and Speak, the first place goes to Dviti Nainesh Kumar Modi of Freedom International School, Bengaluru. The second place goes to Yashvi Singh of Billabong High International School, Baroda. And the third place goes to S. Lavit Gowda of Freedom International School, Bengaluru. Congratulations to all the winners. Now the third category, Rhyme and Rhythm. The first place goes to Adya Tujari of Sushila Birla Girls School, Kolkata. Congratulations, Adya. And the second place goes to Hemachandra G. Maidur of Gopalan National School, Bengaluru. And the third place goes to Prakya Tandon of Freedom International School, Bengaluru. Congratulations.
Morning shows the day. I suppose it cannot get more true as we step into the creative and fascinating world of our primary department stars. We are filled with optimism and hope as we see our little masters put their best foot forward to create a wonderful world of imagination with their enthusiasm and energy.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashmita Chakraborty and I'm from class 4B. Today I'm here to talk about which book character I would like to be if I were given the chance. I would like to be Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter series. Harry Potter is a series of fantasy novels written by the British author J.K. Rowling. The book's main character is a boy named Harry Potter, whose journey the series follows closely. Hermione Granger is one of Harry Potter's best friends. They had met during their first year in Hogwarts Academy and have been friends ever since. Hermione Granger is a combination of beauty and brains. She seemed to be a very ambitious and curious character from the start. Before she joins school, she pre-reads all her books and reads them so thoroughly that she remembers every single detail of it. In her first year, she is able to answer any questions that is asked by her professors correctly and is able to execute anything asked of her with academic brilliance. She is also very disciplined. The Hogwarts school is huge with numerous nooks and corners to be explored. Although doing so is highly not recommended because of the trouble it may cause. All the first years were so fantasized by the huge school that they could not help but look around just a little bit. But not Hermione Granger. Hermione always abides by the rules and does what is right and tries to prevail from taking the wrong path as far as possible. Not just that, but she also tells others to do the right thing, making her not only a good influence, but also an excellent leader. Loyalty is a great quality to have in oneself, and Hermione Granger had that in her. She's extremely loyal to her friends and the ones she loves. She went out of the way in many cases just to help her friends, even if it cost her a prize. Hermione Granger is a girl who has some extremely rare and valued characteristics in her. She has a strong personality and goodness radiates out of her. Many of us say that it's not possible to find a person who is perfect, but I believe if a character like Hermione Granger really existed, if she really existed in the real world, then she would be no less than perfect. That's why I picked to be Hermione Granger. I would like to end by quoting her from one of the Harry Potter books, where a single sentence she says radiates on the kind of person she really is at heart. Me, books and cleverness. There are more important things such as friendship and bravery. Thank you, everyone.
The stage is all set for the primary department prizes. I would now like to invite Sharmila ma'am, our primary coordinator, to please come forward and do the honors of giving away the prizes.
A very good evening to honorable directors, respected guests, parents, teachers and my dear children. The primary section of Gopalan International School conducted 3 competitions over the course of 2 days. We had students from across the world actively participating in the competitions with vigor and gusto. We organized an enact and narrate competition for students of grades 1 and 2. The importance of speaking and theatre in education, drama and acting were exhibited by the students of grades 1 and 2. We had 2 rounds for the competitions with over 108 participants. The topic we had chosen was to enact a character from the tales of William Shakespeare. The students put up an exemplary performance. We are proud to present the awards for grade 1 enact and narrate competition. I am honored to present the second runner-up award to Miss Tanishka Krishant from RV Public School, Bangalore. Congratulations, dear. The award for the first runner-up is presented to Master Rishan Dikshit from Billabong High. Congratulations, dear. I am honored to present the award for the winner, Miss Suhani Gupta from Gopalan International School. Congratulations, dear. We are proud to present the award for grade 2 enact and narrate competition. I am honored to present the Commendable Participant Award to Miss Lakshana Sauri Ranjan of Chrysalis High, Vartur. We also have another Commendable Participant Award that goes to Master Nishant Rao of RV Public School. I am honored to present the second runner-up award to Miss Samit Hegde from Freedom International School, Bangalore. Congratulations. The award for the first runner-up is presented to Miss Sanchi Rai of Gopalan International School. Congratulations, dear. I am honored to present the award for the winner, Miss Advita Ashwin from Gopalan International School. Congratulations, dear. To correctly express ideas, transmit confidence and enthusiasm, persuade and influence others is far more valuable than knowledge. They are the cornerstones of an effective and successful leadership based on prestige, influence and ability to inspire others. We had organized an extempo competition for the students of grades 3 and 4. There were 2 rounds of the competition with around 121 participants from across the world. Students were marvelous and spontaneous in their performance, which was inspiring to witness. We are proud to present the awards for the Grade 3 Extempo competition. I am honored to present the Commendable Award to Darshika Sundar Sagu of Billabong High International School. We also have another Commendable Award which goes to Hasita Rajesh of Gopalan International School. I am honored to present the award for the second runner-up to Tanishq Shomant from Don Bosco School, Ludhiana. Congratulations. The first runner-up award is presented to Master Chris George Anup from Gopalan International School. Congratulations, dear. I am honored to present the award for the winner of the extempo competition to Shivanshi Das of Chrysalis High. Congratulations, dear. We are proud to present the awards for the Grade 4 extempo competition. I am honored to present the award for the second runner-up to Migdad Raj of MSB Educational Institute. Congratulations, dear. The first runner-up award is presented to Miss Mithali Vinod Udapudi from Global Indian International School. Congratulations. I am honored to present the award for the winner of the extempo competition to Miss Dwani Singh from BGS Public School. Congratulations, dear. Learning spellings can aid in solid phonic awareness and knowledge of sound letter associations. Knowledge of spellings are important because it aids in reading and writing. It helps cement the connection that is shared between sounds and letters. It assists students to gain confidence in their reading, writing, listening and speaking skills of the language, which are of paramount importance in linguistic skills. We organized a spellathon for grades 1 to 4. I am honored to present the awards for the spellathon competition. In category 1, which was for grade 1, we have the Commendable Participant Award, which goes to Pranav Bhatt of Gopalan International School and also to Greg Christer of Chrysalis High. We have the second runner-up award, which goes to Navya Parekh of Cygnus World School. The first runner-up award goes to Vaishnavi Kiran of Presidency School. The Spell Bee Champion Award goes to Ryan Bose of Global Indian International School. In category 2, which was for grade 2, we have the Commendable Participant Award, which goes to Ayushman Gupta of Gopalan National School. We have another commendable participant, and that award goes to Aradhana of Chrysalis High, Vartur. We have the second runner-up award, which goes to Lekash Taresh of Gopalan International School. We have the first runner-up award, which goes to Didipya Kuntrapakam of Vibgyo High. The Spell Bee Championship award goes to Rayansh Gupta of Chrysalis High, Vartur. In category 3, which was for grade 3 level, we have the Commendable Award, which goes to Ganesh Karthik of Gopalan International School. We have the second runner-up award which goes to Adyasha Senapati of Gopalan International School and to Shreyas V of Gopalan International School. The first runner-up award goes to Darsh Balakrishnan of Chrysalis High, Vattur. And the Spell Bee Championship Award goes to Sharvil Tushar Sapre of Gopalan National School. In category 4, which was for grade 4 level, the Commendable Performance Award goes to Kruti K. Gowda of BGS Public School. The second runner-up award goes to Satya Samat Indrapu of Chrysalis High, Vattur. The first runner-up award goes to Radhika Jain of Sushila Brilla Girls High School. The Spell Bee Championship Award goes to Ashmita Chakrabarti of Gopalan International School.
Thank you, Sharmila ma'am, for doing the honors. We now move on to the prizes for the middle school, covering grades 5 to 7. It is a time of tentative daredevilry, of hopeful exploration, and of imaginative dreams. The excitement and thrill that our middle school stars exhibited was exemplary and wonderful. We are confident that they are the future stars and leaders of a very prosperous and progressive community. I would now call upon young Arithri to mesmerize us with her poem recitation.
Hello everyone, I'm Aditri from class 7B. I will be reading out to you a letter written by Abraham Lincoln to his son's teacher. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States and one of the greatest statesmen of the world. Here's how the letter reads. He will have to learn, I know, that all men are not just. All men are not true, but teach him also that for every scoundrel, there's a hero. For every selfish politician, there's a dedicated leader. Teach him for every enemy, there's a friend. Steer him away from envy, if you can. Teach him the secret of quiet laughter. Let him learn early that the bullies are the easiest to lick. Teach him, if you can, the wonder of books. But also give him quiet time to ponder the eternal mystery of birds in the sky, bees in the sun, and the flowers on a green hillside. In the school, teach him, it is far honorable to fail than to cheat. Teach him to have faith in his own ideas, even if everyone tells him they are wrong. Teach him to be gentle with gentle people and tough with the tough. Try to give my son the strength not to follow the crowd when everyone is getting on the bandwagon. Teach him to listen to all men, but teach him also to filter all he hears on a screen of truth and take only the good that comes through. Teach him to close his ears to a howling mob and to stand and fight if he thinks he's right. Treat him gently, but do not cuddle him, because only the test of fire makes fine steel. Let him have the courage to be impatient. Let him have the patience to be brave. Teach him always to have sublime faith in himself, because then he will have sublime faith in mankind. Teach him, if you can, how to laugh when he is sad. Teach him there's no shame in tears. Teach him to scoff at cynics and to beware of too much sweetness. Teach him to sell his brawn and brain to the highest bidders, but never to put price tag on his heart and soul. Thank you.
I would now like to call upon the middle school coordinator, our beloved Simi ma'am, who is herself a trailblazer when it comes to creativity and imagination. Ma'am, I would like to invite you to do the honors of giving away the middle school prizes.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored and grateful for this opportunity to congratulate the winners and all those who have taken part in the annual Literary Fest Excellencia 2020. Although we all know that taking part is a key element in school events, but winning is what makes us push ourselves and achieve our full potential. It makes us stretch our own expectations about ourselves. The events we conducted in middle school left the team in awe with each participant's creative effort and team spirit. The team would like to thank participants, teachers and parents for their support and dedication. Once again, congratulations to all of you. We hope that you will continue to achieve this brilliance in every field. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Welcome to the closing ceremony, Excellencia 2020. This is Shanti Majumdar, IGCSE Coordinator, Gopalan International School. I'm extremely glad to announce the winners before you. To begin with, middle school events. Celadil. The external judge for this event was Miss Roshni Shri S. She's the Assistant Professor of English at Sri Narayana College, Kerala. And the internal judge for this event was Miss Sonal Shah. And the winners are, the first place goes to Ritayush Suchismita Day from Gopalan International School. The second place goes to Aghosh Jobin, Gopalan National School. And third place goes to Chirag KS from Presidency School. Congratulations to all the winners. Moving on to the next event, I Am the Change. The external judge for this event was Miss Sneha Suresh. She is the Assistant Professor in English at Christu Jayanti, Bangalore. And the internal judge for this event was Miss Neetu Prasad. And the winners are, the first place is secured by Ainesh Das from National Public School. The second place goes to Samahita Kadam from Whitefield Global School. And the third prize goes to Sri Patil from Cygnus World School. Congratulations, children. Next event, Inflame. The external judge for this event was Miss Rupa Saha Mandal. She is the primary head for the Green School, Bangalore. And the internal judge for this event was Miss Priyanka Prakash. And the winners are, the first place goes to Gargi Saxena and Rudhima Patel from Whitefield Global School. Second position goes to Shreyansh Day and Dhanush Pradeep from Chrysalis High, Yelanka. Third prize goes to Hasini Reddy Anavaram and Nihal Sai Kuna from Basil Woods International School. Congratulations to all the winners. Moving on to the next event, 19 2 dozens. The external judge for this event was Miss Ruth Sargunam. She's an educationist. And the internal judge for this event was Miss Soumya Sharath. And the winners are, the first place goes to Baran Prasad and Kalyani S. from Gopalan National School. The second position goes to Natasha Billy Moria and Zahin Rafia Shah from the Assam Valley School. The third place goes to Sankalp Salgondar and Supreet Lokesh from Freedom International School. Please make a note for the event. Nevertheless, the results are yet to be compiled. Once it's ready, we will be posting you to your schools and to your mail by evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Simi ma'am, for doing the honors. The prize distribution is moving towards a very worthy culmination, where we would now award the high school winners. It was a brilliant display of cooperation, industry, and diligence when it came to the high school competition. The empathy, the quest for excellence, and the superior application of skills made the events formidable and praiseworthy at the same time. Some say music is the literature of the heart. It commences where the speech ends. How can we not have a band performance from the G minors? Here we have Arushi Paul and Nived Joshi performing for us on behalf of the G minors.
Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for change, and in the bad times I fear myself.
Tell me something, boy. Are you tired trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore? I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for a change, and in the bad times I feel myself. I'm of the deep end, watches I dive in. I never meet the ground. Crash to the safe place where they can hurt us. We're far from the shallow now. In the shallow, in the shallow, in the shallow, we're far from the shallow now.
Very superstition, writing on the wall. Very superstition, light is about to fall. 13-month old baby, brother looking back. 7 years of marriage, the good things they don't have. When you believe things that you don't understand, you may suffer. Superstition everywhere. Very superstition. Wash your face and hands. Rid me of the problem. Do all that you can. Keep me in the day. Very superstitious, nothing more to say. Very superstitious, devil's on his way. 30-month-old baby, from the looking back. 7 years of bad love, the good things and the bad. When you believe in things that you don't understand, you may suffer superstition.
I would now like to invite our very capable Senior School Academic Coordinator Amuda ma'am to take over and conduct the prestigious prize distribution ceremony for the high school winners.
Good evening, one and all present here. Excellencia 2020. It was a brilliant 2 days affair, and I'm grateful to everyone for their support. Our children have shown exemplary quest for knowledge and enthusiasm, breaking barriers and aiming for the best. Due to everyone's efforts and participation, it has been an unforgettable experience, and I hope everyone takes away some wonderful memories. Now, I request our IGCSE coordinator, Mrs. Shanti Majumdar, to announce the high school event results. Thank you once again all, and may you be blessed with happiness and joy. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Amuda ma'am. I am extremely honored to announce the winners for high school now. To begin with, click charades. The external judges for this event were Miss Abak Chatterjee, Principal, Red Hills High School, and Dr. Roshni Jha. She's a dynamic family physician. And the winners are: the first prize goes to Yashasvi Kurdi and Sumitra Bhatt from Gopalan National School. The second position goes to Aniket Joshi and Fariha Ambreen from the Assam Valley Public School. The third prize goes to Agam Jinal Shah and Pragun Pudukoli from Shishugraha. Congratulations, children. Moving on to the next event, Milord. The external judges for this event were Miss Shweta Chakraborty, Principal, Ryan Global School, and Dr. Preeti Srimal, Principal, Billabong School, Kolkata. This event was internally judged by Dr. Sita Shankar, Principal, Gopalan International School. And the winners are: the first prize goes to Nikita Shri Nambiar and Anandita Nair from Gopalan International School. The second prize goes to Amit Jain and Daksh Bed from Don Bosco School, Liluha. The third prize goes to Ronit Amthi and Anusha Mathur from Gopalan International School. Moving on to the next event, blog writing. The external judges for this event were Miss Alka Sudan, author and senior teacher, Army Public School, Bangalore, and Miss Malti Subramaniam, trainer and subject expert, National Public School. And this event was internally judged by Miss Dipanvita Chatterjee. And the winners are: the first position goes to Ashwin Jacob and Sandeep from Presidency School, Nandini Layout. The second position goes to Anisha L and Harini B from Gopalan International School. The third prize goes to Nayanika and Achut Bharat Kumar from Chrysalis High, Varthu. Moving on to the next event, Scenario. This event was judged by Miss Aparna Sen. She's an HOD in Don Bosco School, Liluha, and internally judged by Miss Dipanvita Chatterjee. And the winners are, the first prize goes to Arun Radhakrishnan from Gopalan International School. Second prize goes to Swapnil Chatterjee, Don Bosco School, Liluha. And the third prize goes to Aditya Agarwal from Whitefield Global School. Moving to the next event, Gen Z. And the external judges for this event were Mr. Satish Kataria, Managing Director, Catapult, and Ms. Shija Menor. She is an educationist and trainer. This event was internally judged by Ms. Shanti. And the first prize goes to Trisha Edward, Shreya Srinivasan, Veda Sachin, and Kavya Kumanan from Gopalan International School. Second position goes to Arush Datta, Arshita Agarwal, and Astha Akolkar from Freedom International School. Third prize goes to Rishabh Podar, Animesh Mishra, and Kaushal Agarwal from Don Bosco School, Leluha. Congratulations to all the winners. One important announcement, we would be dispatching all the winner certificate, prizes, and participation certificates via mail by 12th September. Thank you so much for joining us.
I would now like to invite our very own Dipanvita ma'am, Head of Department of English, to deliver the vote of thanks.
A very good evening to everyone present here. Alfred Lord Tennyson wrote, "Yet all experience is an arch, where through gleams that untravelled world." The last 2 days have been a harbinger of joy in these harrowing times. It is also a reminder how blessed we are to have been gifted with the indomitable spirit of continuance. Indeed, we are one equal temper of heroic hearts. It is an honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of our esteemed and much loved institution. I take this opportune moment to thank our directors, Dr. Prabhakar and Ma'am Sunita Prabhakar, for leading us with their incredible vision of growth and enrichment. I extend my humble, though rather inadequate gratitude for Dr. Sita Shankar, our beloved principal. Ma'am, you have not only allowed us to pursue our dreams, but also in every step encouraged and motivated us to shape these very dreams into an awe inspiring reality. I forward a deep appreciation for our COO Jagadish Chandra sir and GM Shailendra Rao sir, who guide us and fine tune us in all activities with patience and diligence. My heartfelt appreciation for our coordinators Pramila ma'am, Sharmila ma'am, Simi ma'am, and Amuda ma'am for their diligent planning and unsurpassed dedication and organizational competencies. I would like to thank our admin department, especially Naina ma'am and Neeta ma'am, for their constant and unwavering support. Nothing, and I emphasize nothing, would be possible without you. My deep appreciation for our students for their enthusiastic participation. Thank you, all the parents. Words always fall short when it comes to appreciating your unselfish and relentless support. I thank all our illustrious judges for sparing their valuable time and precious thoughts, for being such a brilliant example to follow. Last but not the least, I thank all the teachers, facilitators, guides, and mentors for their boundless patience, relentless efforts in crafting, planning, and executing something which has culminated in this splendid and satisfying event. Finally, I extend my humble and reverent gratitude to the Almighty for keeping us safe and happy.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kirtan Puthanveed, student of grade 12. I know everyone is really tired looking at the monitor for almost the whole day, and I won't take too much of your time. Because all of our judges, teachers, coordinators, our volunteers deserve full credit for the success of such a national level event. If it weren't for their dedication and hard work, we really wouldn't have reached this far. And when I say this, trust me guys, because I've seen our teachers work tirelessly day and night, trying to correct or perfect the smallest of nuances. Last but not the least, we really appreciate the enthusiastic support and coordination from all of the schools that participated in such trying times. We sincerely hope that you've gained plenty of knowledge and exposure that will benefit each one of you in many different ways. After all, true victory of a teacher is not what he teaches, but what the student learns. Just like how every journey comes to an end, and how every path does stop somewhere, during the Literary Fest, we have had many activities filled with fun, frolic, excitement and thrill. And now we have come to the end of that very journey. However, this only marks the end of this event, not the knowledge and learning that should be carried on and enhanced further. On this note, I, Kirtan Puthanveed, President of Student Council GIS, formally close Excellencia 2020, a literary odyssey. Thank you.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा